Welcome to the Dan Sports Tips MLB Preview Show for today, the 22nd of May. Again, yesterday wasn't fantastic. We obviously got a result with Colorado, but Jose Fernandez let us down on the strikeouts for the plays that were put out on Twitter. He had 8 strikeouts through 4 and ended up pitching 9 strikeouts through 6 innings. And Alex Wood got bagfuls of strikeouts for the Dodgers and they blew the game. Either of those would have made it a profitable night. Both of them would have made it handsome. And obviously the run in the ninth as well that Washington scored, but had the bases loaded with no outs when Miami was 3-1 up also cost us. But that's the way it goes sometimes. Fair few plays tonight, so I'm going to get on with it and hopefully we'll turn this around. There are a couple of games I feel quite strongly about tonight, so I'll start with the first one of those, which is the Seattle Mariners visiting the Cincinnati Reds. Wade Miley's on the hill tonight for Seattle. He has been pitching really well, winning 4 straight starts, including shutting down an excellent Orioles lineup his last trip to the mound. Alfredo Simon fooled me last time, but he's not going to fool me today. He ain't going to fool me twice. His ugly old self reared its head. He allowed 10 runs in less than 5 innings, taking his ERA for the year back up to 10.34. The weather forecast today does suggest there'll be decent winds blowing out to right field in what is a hitter's ballpark at Great American Ballpark. A number of the Mariners' main power threats are left-handed, so that should play well for them as well. Combine that with the Reds having the worst relief pitching in baseball to this point of the season, it's difficult to find anything really in the way of a positive for the Cincinnati Reds in this matchup. So I'm going to take Seattle on the run line. I'm also going to buy to 3.5 and 5.5, and I'm going to take 2 left-handed hitters, Robinson Cano to hit a home run and Seattle to win the game, and Kyle Seager to hit a home run and Seattle to win the game as well with Paddy's. Hopefully we'll get a blowout win and they'll both hit a home run. Be nice, wouldn't it? Cleveland will visit the Boston Red Sox today to close out their series. Danny Salazar will pitch for Cleveland. If he doesn't walk many batters, he's a quality strikeout pitcher for the Tribe who has been performing very well recently. His ERA is below 1 in winning 2 of his last 3. Rick Porcello is up for the Red Sox in opposition. He, I think, is 4-0 at home. He was hit quite hard last time by the Royals, but he's still been better than he was for all of last year, really. Cleveland's offense scuffled yesterday. They got no hit through the first 7 innings. There's reasonable forecast blowing in at Fenway today. It looks like it could be a low-scoring game. Certainly, I think 8.5 looks a little bit high, even if Boston are probably the best offense in baseball. So I'm going to play the under 8.5 in this game. The Texas Rangers and Houston Astros will face off. This is another one I feel quite strongly about. Cole Hamels hasn't been his usual self the last couple of starts. Dallas Keuchel has struggled for a much more extended period of time, going 0-4 with a 7.32 ERA in his last 6. The Rangers are not probably the team he wants to see, as they have hit him fairly well. In his last 3 starts, he does have an ERA around 13 against Texas. Houston haven't been plating runs. They've lost 2-1 in 3 consecutive games. Howells is capable of shutting teams down. If the Astros do continue to have issues with the bat, then I think that should solve the home run that is part of the reason why Hamels has struggled his last couple of starts. I don't think the Astros should be favoured to win the game. I'm going to take Texas to beat Houston on the money line. I'm going to buy at 1.5 and 3.5 on run lines as well. And Hamels strikes out over one strikeout per inning. Houston lead the league in strikeouts. They've struck out more than anybody else. So I'm going to take Cole Hamels to strike out 9 or more and Texas to win the game at 4-1 as well. Final game I want to look at is the nightcap. It's the primetime game. It's the San Francisco Giants hoping the world champions-elect in the Chicago Cubs. It's a great price for Madison Bumgarner today. He's been outstanding for San Francisco. The Giants had reeled off 8 straight wins prior to getting beat by the Cubs yesterday. The Cubs themselves have been struggling at the plate a little bit lately, scuffling along. The heady days of the early season where they seem to score 6 every day seem to be more of a distant memory as 3 has become the norm for them the last week or so. Bumgarner is unlikely to allow them much more than that if they can even get to 3. He's got a 1.69 ERA in his last 6 starts. Kyle Hendricks will oppose for the Cubs. He's had some issues on the road. His ERA on the road is over 5. He lost his appearance in San Francisco last season and has an ERA over 5 in starts against the Giants. 4-5 I think is a nice price for an elite pitcher at home. I'd always rather take the home team in a primetime game as well, which we can do here at 4-5. And I will play the run line as well at 1.5 because I think, there's every chance that the Giants can win this by a couple. Those are the plays today. Touch wood, fingers crossed, everything you like. Let's hope we get back on track today. It's still, we're still, what are we, over 40 points up on the year, which, if we do 40 points a month, we're going to win a couple of 100 points at the end of the season, and I don't think anyone's going to complain at that, are they? So that's my plays for today. Best of luck if you're joining me. I think we're going to need it. Play ball.